I just wanted to say a few words on the occasion of David's 60th birthday, which was 60 years ago today, if anybody was wondering. 60? 60? It's hard to believe, huh? This is sort of a coming out party for David, age-wise. For the last decade, when asked how old he is, David would say, "I'm close to 50." On face value, that implies that he's younger than 50. And few, if any, people would call him on it, at least to his face. Maybe it's because he's a father of a 6-year-old, or because he works with so many people who are younger than him at Weitzman, or it could be his truly juvenile sense of humor. Doesn't matter. David, you are 60. Own it! Everyone's here. All these people are here to celebrate you and to witness your arrival into your next decade. No doubt, this past decade for David has been filled with lots of change. At the same time, David has held on to the things that make David, David. Like his 41st time at the New Orleans Jazz Fest, the more things change, the more things stay the same. So here are just some of the highlights and themes of the last decade of Grateful David. Grateful David is the theme of this party because David is, as he says, ever grateful. He counts gratitude as one of his core values. David makes an effort, and sometimes it is an effort, as you people in real estate know, to be grateful for every experience and opportunity. All the ups and downs, every step of the journey. David wakes up every morning and thanks Hashem for all the blessings in his life. Grateful David is also a reference to David being a longtime Grateful Dead enthusiast. He's part of the Grateful Dead cover band subculture here in Dallas. Several of the people are here tonight. The rest of them are somewhere waiting for a guitar solo to end. They go to hear bands, so okay, I gotta get this right. Forgotten Space, J-Rad, Splenda, Magnolia? Okay, maybe not. Okay. Ask them about it if you want to get involved in their group. When I say David thanks Hashem every morning, I'm leaving out Mincha and Mariv afternoon and evening prayers. An important part of David's life is being a thrice daily davener. David is also proud of being a Kohen, a member of the priestly tribe of the Jewish people that comes with many rules and responsibilities. For example, one of the rules is that a divorced Kohen cannot marry a woman who's divorced or widowed. Being a Kohen and setting a personal example for his two Kohen sons, Benji and Sammy, was and is very important to David. So important that when Susan Bendelin said that she had a friend in New York for him to meet who was 42 and had never been married, David saw that as a good thing and not a huge red flag. It's one thing to have taken the chance to marry me. I'm so grateful that you did. It's a whole other thing for him to agree to have a baby when he had empty nesterhood in sight. David might tell you that he agreed to have a baby because he thought it probably wouldn't work. But I know he's grateful to have Leah, who brings him so much joy. And for example, Leah tells everyone at school that my daddy is a famous artist. But to David's empty nester friends who are traveling unencumbered this summer to exotic or relaxing locations, please block David from your photos. It's kind of killing me. As David enabled me to fulfill my dream of motherhood, David also finally fulfilled a lifelong dream of his own. After several decades of talking about wanting a 1969 Cutlass convertible, David finally got his convertible. It's in the hot garage. You can go see it. But it's not a Cutlass. He bought a Lexus because although David's quite handy, he is not a weekend car tinkerer. He also bought a 4-seater and is ever grateful for the times that Leah and I will go for a drive with him. And I imagine music-wise, it's just as well we don't go with him. Speaking of music, one of the things that makes David David is his annual trip to the New Orleans Jazz Fest. Actually, you can see in a lot of the t-shirts that are around here. As I referenced earlier, David has been a record number of 41 times. It would be more, but sometimes it fell on Passover. Beyond gratitude and daily prayer, David is most dedicated to being a kid at Jazz Fest. He prides himself on never bringing his kids to Jazz Fest. The truth is, David needs to fly solo at Jazz Fest because a last-minute backstage pass or VIP access does not generally come with a +1. I know David is grateful that I accept this. However, I make no promises for Leah, he's training now to like jamming to his music. This past decade was also one of loss for David, losing his dad, Jack Zoller, in April of 2020 to COVID. I think David learned the value of gratitude from Jack, who, as he was leaving this world, said he lived a good life and had no regrets. COVID and the associated demand for real estate in resort communities resulted in an offer David and his siblings could not refuse on the family's house in Telluride. Selling the house in Telluride is bittersweet, not only because it was a spectacular place to escape the Texas heat, but because it provided a central place to bring the next generation of Zollers together. But David is grateful for his relationships with all of his siblings and makes an effort to see them and their families as much as possible. Shout out to his baby sister, Diana, who came all the way from Tel Aviv to celebrate with David today. Only to be upstage by Glenn, who may surprise us today completely. It showed up today. Sorry. And I know that Gary was also had this plan in the works, and then he got messed up in all of that crazy Newark airport. Yeah. New York, all that flight stuff this week, so he would have been here. And I know Benji and Leia and Sammy would have really liked to be here, but they made the cutest video that you may have seen already on social media today that Diana brought with her. Now here's something you all might not know about David. David found himself, over the past few years, in an unexpected role. He has become a stage mother. No, not to Leah, to me. During COVID, I took an online stand-up comedy class at Dallas Comedy House. Since then, David has been encouraging me, some say hounding me, to go to an open mic and do stand-up. So as my birthday present to David, I will do a short set right now. Not sure how grateful David's going to be about this. Are you ready? David, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight to celebrate David's birthday. How well do you all think you know your friend David? Okay.
Well. Pretty well.
All right. Okay, so you're going to be a good test for this, won't you? Okay. A couple of years ago, David and I found ourselves on a WhatsApp group with a group chat with a friend who's actually a stand-up comedian, who named the group chat Funny Sissy / Laid Back Dave. Of course, he got Funny Sissy right. I mean, maybe not this particular comedy set, but I think he got the gist of my personality. But David Laid Back, not sure I would use that word to describe David. Relaxed Dave? Sure. David's happy putting his feet up to watch a Law and Order on Friday afternoon when there's still plenty of things to do to get ready for Shabbat. Consistent Dave? Absolutely. 9 times out of 10, if David goes to pick up his guitar, he's going to play I'm Wasted and I Can't Find My Way Home. Farmer Dave? Well, that's a new one. Just ask him about his avocado seed farm. Sure, David is relatively laid back, except for the odd things that will set him off. For example, try getting in a car with David and turning on the GPS to a place he knows how to get to. Here's David's reaction. Turn it off! Turn it off! I know where I'm going. I don't need Waze. Even if, did you know that Waze is made by Israelis? I don't need GPS. Do you want it to rot my brain, cause cognitive decline, dull my sense of direction? Another thing that will set David off is pausing when watching a movie or TV show, or worse, rewinding a movie. He is thoroughly convinced that we will never get to the right spot in the movie and the whole thing will be ruined. Which he pronounces like that, ruined. Apparently, this is a callback to a Family Guy character I do not know, which I have told him many times. The consistent Dave, keeps saying it. Just like that, ruined. Another thing you can do to set David off, if you want to give away or throw away any of the treasures he stores in our garage, the garage that he has promised to clean out when the weather gets a little cooler. He has been waiting for just the right time for the weather to get a little cooler for the past decade. So, in celebration of Grateful David at 60, I've curated a special gallery of David's memorabilia around the house. David, enjoy sharing your treasures with all your friends tonight.
I would have brought some from my garage.
Your real present, the 1-800 dumpster, will be arriving tomorrow morning. Just kidding. That would really, really set David off. See, I told you he's not laid back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mrs. Zoller, and that's my time. Enjoy the party. Ask David questions about the things hanging on the wall. This is a Wall Street Journal. I thought, he's mentioned somewhere on that yellow page. When he told me he was in the Wall Street Journal, I imagined there was one of those line drawings of his face, like on the cover. No. Anyway, so enjoy. We're here all night.
Sissy, amazing.
Good job, Sissy.